This
started
conference will now be recorded.
we started discussing about the access modifiers, right? Access modifiers, okay? Global, public, private, protected. These are the access modifiers in the Apex programming. In the Apex programming, first coming into the class. First coming into the class, okay? Class we should declare either public or global, okay? For whenever we are writing a class, we should write either public or global access modifier. When we have to go with the public and when we have to go with the global access modifier is nothing but public means the class we are using within the instance. So I'm writing one class, that functionality we are using within our instance only, within our sandbox. Then we will declare our class as a public. Okay. Suppose we are writing some functionality, that functionality should be accessed by the external application. External application is nothing but some other application which is not related to the Salesforce. How external application will connect to the Salesforce, how it will access me, that is that it will come into the integration. So that we'll discuss. So finally the class should be declared as a public class and a class name, okay, class name, or global class A, okay, global class A. We should use either public or global. Suppose I'm writing one class, I will not use anything like this. So and I'm click on the save button, I'm trying to saving this one, then the system it will display an error message. Then the system it will display an error message. Now coming into here, what is a class? Class is a combination of constructor, okay, constructor and methods plus variables, right? Variables. First we will go with the constructor. So constructor is nothing but same name as a class name, right? It is the entry point for the class, right? It is the entry point for the class, right? So the constructor should also use the same access modifier. Whatever we are using at the top of the class, we should use the same access modifier for the constructor also. Okay, for the constructor. Suppose I will not use anything and I am trying to saving this class. It will display an error message. Class is a public, but you are not defining anything at the constructor level. You are not defining anything at the constructor level. It will display an error message. So, and one more thing, suppose we are using public at the top of the class and the constructor level, suppose we are using global, then it should display an error message. Okay, it should display an error message. So at the top of the class, whatever the access modifier we are using, at the constructor level also, we should use the same access modifier. Here global A. Okay, global A, and here this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. Now coming into here, class is a combination of constructors plus variables plus methods, right? Variables plus methods, right? Coming into here, I want to declare one variable. How to declare a variable? This is a variable. We declared one variable. In this variable, what kind of data we are trying to store in? Assume that I want to store some small range number. So integer. Then where we will initialize? Initialize is nothing but we are trying to assigning some value. That is nothing but initialization. Initialization we will do at here only, but the what is the best practice is initialization we should do at the constructor level, because of while loading the class the system automatically provide value to these variables. So initialization it will done at the constructor level because of performance is more. Okay, now coming into here, I want to declare one more variable. My variable name is nothing but yes. In this variable, what type of data we are trying to storing is nothing but first name, last name, or some other text data. So text means what? String data type, right? String data type. Suppose I want to declare one more variable. Okay, my variable name is nothing but b. What type of data we have to store into this particular variable? Either true or false. Then which is the data type? which is the data type is nothing but boolean, which is the data type is nothing but boolean. Okay, so here I am trying to initializing string data in the single quote. Apex programming, it will allow in the single quote. Boolean means either true or false. Only for string only we have to provide in between single quote. Okay, in single quote we have to provide the data only for string. Only for string we have to provide the data in single quote, remaining not required. Okay, we declare three variables and we assign the data for those three variables, right? Now I'm not declaring any access modifier here. I'm not declaring any access modifier. Then what does that mean? We are not declaring anything. We are not declaring anything. Then the system by default it will take private. By default it will take private. Suppose you are not declaring any access modifier to the variable. Suppose we are not declared anything. We are not declared anything. Then what system it will do? By default system it will take private. By default it will take the system, it will take private. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? Suppose we will declare one variable as a private, then what does that mean? I have class B. Okay, I have class B. I am trying to declaring a class means we have to use public access modifier or some other modifiers, right? Global access modifier. Now I want to access this I variable. We want to access this I variable. How to access this I variable? I want to access S variable. We want to access B variable. How to access? I don't want all the functionality. I want only these three variables. How we are going to access in another class? New A. We have to create an instance, right? And by after that we have to provide some reference, right? We have to provide some reference. What is the reference variable? Anything, right? So why we are trying to creating here an instance? Okay, my requirement is we want to access these three variables which are declared in class A into class B. Now I will just go to here oa.I. The system it will display an error message. Why means I variable is invisible. I variable is invisible. Why invisible? So whenever we are declaring a variable and we will not specify any access modifier, then the system by default it will take as a private. By default it will take private. Private means within the same class only. I am available here only. I am not available in any another class. I am available only for this class. So by default the variables are private. Private means within that particular class only it is available. Suppose we are trying to accessing outside of the class, then the system it will display invisible. Then the system it will display invisible. Now what is the next access modifier? The next access modifier is nothing but public, right? Public, yes. Whenever we are declaring a variable as a public, then it is accessible from anywhere. How we are going to access? How we are going to access? Okay, by creating an instance here. Okay, by creating an instance, by using that reference we are trying to accessing. By using that reference we are trying to accessing here. So suppose we will declare a variable as a public, then we can access that variable anywhere. That variable visibility anywhere. How we are going to access? By creating an instance or extending that particular class. Global also is the same thing. Public global is also the same thing. Now coming into here, what is another access modifier? What is another access modifier is nothing but string s1. Now I will just go on to declare this variable as I will just go on to declare one more variable. That variable is nothing but L, and the data type is nothing but a long. Data type is nothing but a long here. Here the access modifier I will just make it as a protected. I will just go and make it as a protected. Okay, protected. So what is this meaning? So whenever we are not declaring, the access modifier is a private. Private means only within the class only. Okay, within the class. So public means anyway. How we are going to access this variable? We have to create an instance and we will access. Global is also the same thing. Global is also the same thing. Global integer I1. Okay, global integer I1 we can access anywhere. it doesn't matter, we can access anywhere, public, global, we can access anywhere. But what is the difference is nothing but global is nothing but outside of the Salesforce. Okay, global is nothing but outside of the Salesforce. Now coming into here I am not writing anything with this is nothing but private, only within the class. Now coming into here I am just writing protected. What does that mean? Protected, in this case I am trying to accessing protected oa.l, oa.l, the system, it will display an error message, l is not visible, l is not visible. Then when l is visible, so whenever we are using extends, okay, whenever we are using extends l, whenever we are using extends, sorry, not l, extends a, extends a, then in this class l is available, in this class l is available, a protected is available only in that particular class plus subclasses, plus subclasses. Protected is available only in that class plus subclasses. So now coming into here, access modifier, okay, access modifiers are access modifiers, okay, modifiers, okay, one is public, another one is global, global, private, 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 protected, okay, private, protected. These are the access modifier. There is no default, there is no default in other programming, default access modifier is there. Coming into class, for class, which access modifier we have to use? Either public or global. Now what is the next one? Constructor. Constructor, which one we have to use? Okay, which one we have to use? Same as a class, whatever we are using at the top of the class, the same thing here we have to use. So now coming into variables, variables, by default, suppose we will not, we will not use any access modifiers, modifiers, then system will take as a private, will take as a private. Private means what? Private means within the class only. Okay, private means within the class, within the class. Okay, suppose we are trying to accessing outside of the class, the system, it will display an error message, I mean I'm not available. Public means anywhere, anywhere within the instance, within the instance. Okay, then the next one is global, anywhere, anywhere, anywhere within the instance, within the instance, plus outside of Salesforce, outside of Salesforce, outside of Salesforce. Now coming into your protected, protected, okay, protected is nothing but in the same class plus subclasses, subclasses, okay, subclasses. Now what is the next one? What is the next one? The next one is nothing but methods, right? The next one is nothing but methods. Okay, methods is also the same logic, methods is also the same logic. Suppose we will not write anything, how we are going to write a method? How we are going to write a method? This is my method syntax. This method, it will not return any value, then what we have to use? Void. Okay, void. Whenever we are using void here, we should not use a return, then the system, it will display an error message. Okay, it will return an error message. Okay, here I am not writing any access modifier, then what is, what system it will take? System, it will take private only. Private means what? So variable is a private, method is a private, then what does that mean? What does that mean is nothing but within that class only I am available. Suppose you are trying to accessing outside of the class, how we will access outside of the class is nothing but we have to create an instance of that particular class and we will access, otherwise we will use extends keyword. At that time I am not available, at that time I am not available, my visibility is, my availability is within that particular class, within that particular class. Private, or suppose I will not write anything, that is nothing but private only, I'm available within that particular class only. So the methods are same thing, whatever we discussed, whatever we are discussing for the variables, methods is also the same thing. This is access modifiers, this is access modifier. For example, coming into here, This is our Salesforce. This is our Salesforce instance. Suppose we want to write one class. How to write one Apex class? Okay. So now I am on this page. Go to setup. Okay. Go to setup. Always go to the setup. Previously also always go to setup only whenever we are working workflows, process builder, right? Here you have to type it as a Apex class. Apex class. Why we have to write? Forget about that. Just learning the syntaxes. Click on the Apex class. Then it will show all the classes. How many Apex classes are there? How many Apex classes are there? It will show all the Apex class. Now suppose we want to create a new Apex class. Click on this new button. Click on this new button. Okay. Click on this new button. Okay. Now I'm writing a class. See here, my class name is nothing but class A demo. This is my class. I'm not using any access modifier. Open curly braces, close curly braces, then click on the quick save. Click on the quick. See, top level type must have either public or global visibility, right? So at the top of the class, we have to use public or global, right? So I'm using public. Okay, public class name. Now coming into here, I'm trying to writing a constructor a demo. See, a demo. Click on the quick save button. Click on the quick save button. Okay, but it should be public only, otherwise while executing it will display an error message. Okay, it will allow us to save. Forget about that. I mean, which whether we will suppose I will not write it is allowing to save. We have to remember all these things. Means forget about, no need to remember about the compile time errors, no need to remember. Suppose any error, the system it will display an error message. But whatever here we are using at the class level, constructor level also, we should use the same thing. We should use the same thing. Okay, and later we will just go on to declare the variables and the methods. Okay, this is our Apex class. How to write, how to create one simple Apex class. Okay, this is access modifier. You have any questions? Otherwise we'll go some other topic. Okay,
I
any
have one
questions?
question.
Yes,
The extends class that we are talking, right? In that extends class, that applies only for the protected variable or protected methods, not for uh, if it is a private, even though if it is private or if it is nothing mentioned over there, when we use the extend class, it is still the private. It will not be available for the outside the class or the
yes,
inherited class, correct?
yes.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Now we are going with another topic. Our topic is collections. Collections. If you want any other information, okay, we'll discuss. We have a lot of collections. Okay, go to here. Collections. Collections in Apex Salesforce. Okay, collections. Apex developer guide is there. Okay, Apex developer guide. Apex developer guide. Click on Apex developer guide. Okay, collections. How many collections are there? A lot of collections are there, but here we are using three collections regularly: list, set, map. Okay, list, set, map. What is this collection? What is the purpose? We will discuss. We have a lot of collections in some other programming languages. All these topics are common. All these topics, suppose I am working with the Java or Oracle or .NET, all these whatever we are discussing, all these concepts are similar, but the syntaxes are different. Concept is same, syntax are different. Whether you are working Java, .NET, Oracle, Salesforce, some other programming language, Python, all the concepts are same. Only syntax are different. Collections means we have a lot of collections are there, but in the Salesforce, regularly we will use three collections. List is one collection. Set is one collection. Okay, set is one collection. Map is one collection. Three types of collections here. List is one collection, set is one collection, map is one collection. First we will go with the list. Why we have to go with the collection? What is the purpose? Forget about that. First we will go with the list. First we will go with the list. 1 second. Okay. First we will go with the list. List methods in Salesforce. Okay, first we will go with the list. There are three types of collection: list, set, map. Regularly we are using in Salesforce. Some other collections are there, forget about that. Regularly we will use these three collections. First we are going to discuss with the list. Okay, first we are going to discuss with the list. Syntax. Okay, suppose I want to write one list. I want to write one list. What is a syntax? List, list. Okay, list. And in this list, what we are trying to storing. Okay, what we are trying to storing, you are trying to creating a list. Generally list means what? Group. Okay, generally list means what? Group. In that group, what you are trying to define? I want to create one group. In that group, I want to store only integer. I want to create one group. In that group, I want to store only strings. I want to create a group. In that group, I want to store only boolean variable, boolean data. So that creating a group is nothing but list. Creating a group is nothing but list. So my requirement is create one list. In that list, you have to store integer data. You have to store integer data. First of all, how to create a list? How to create a list? List here, list. Okay, list. And in this list, what type of data you are trying to storing? What type of data you are trying to storing? Means the data type here we have to mention L is equals to new list of data type. New list of data type. My requirement is create one list. Okay, create a list means create one group. In that list store integers. Okay, integers you have to store. This is my requirement. Go and create one list. In that list you will just go and store integers. Okay, how? What is the syntax? How we are going to create a list is nothing but list. In that list, what type of data you are trying to storing? Integer, right? Data type means how many data types are there? How many data type? Integer is there, long is there, double is there, decimal is there, boolean is there, id is there. All these are the date is there, datetime is there, right? All these data type, right? We can use any data type. That's why here in the syntax I mentioned data type. So my requirement is create one group. That is technically we will call it as a list. In that list we have to store only integer. We have to store only integer. So while creating a list we have to specify integer. In this list I am trying to storing integer. See, list, whether small letter or capital letter, it doesn't matter. Generally we will use capital letter. Open this bracket, then you have to specify what type of data you are trying to storing. Whether it is a small letter or capital letter, it doesn't matter. Our data type, then reference variable L is equals to new list of integer. New list of integer. So new list of integer, we are telling to the system I am trying to creating one group. Group in the sense means list. We are trying to creating a group. In this group I will store only integer. We will store only integer. Okay, now coming into here, whenever we wrote that line, the system automatically create a space like this. The system automatically create a space like this. Okay, and the reference for this list is nothing but L. The reference for this list is nothing but L. The reference for the list is nothing but L. Here you have to observe, here we are using new, right? Here we are using new. Okay, coming into here, class A. Okay, class A. And here I have one method is there, m1 is one method. Okay, and the next one is m1 is one method, and the return type is void or anything, it doesn't matter. Suppose I want to access this particular method, how to access? Okay, new A, we will just go and create an instance, right? We will just go and create an instance, right? And here by using this reference we will just go and access, right? oa.m1, oa.m1, right? So like that, list is also one class which is provided by the Salesforce. Okay, list is a class which is provided by the Salesforce. Okay, whenever any person is coming with a new programming language, in that programming language they will provide some inbuilt classes. Inbuilt classes they will provide. Any programming, go to any programming, any programming, there is some inbuilt classes are there. Inbuilt classes are there. So like that in the Salesforce also, Salesforce system provides some classes, lot of classes are there, lot of classes are there. List is one class, list is one class, it is provided by the Salesforce. Suppose we want to create an instance for the list. How to create an instance for the class? Generally new, right? New keyword, and after that that class name, right? Here also new list. List, in this list what kind of data we are trying to storing? Integer data. So now what is my next step? In this list lot of methods are there. In this list lot of methods are there. So list is one apex class which is provided by the Salesforce. In this list class we have lot of methods are there, we will use those methods. How to create a list? How to create a list is nothing but, so list, while creating a list we have to tell to the system, in this list what kind of data we are going to store. In this list what kind of data we are trying to store in? What kind of data? Integer data. Okay, now the next step is how to store the data, how to add the data. This is my list, we just created one list. Now my next step is I want to add the data to this particular list. How to add the data? So how to add the data is nothing but Salesforce provided one method. Salesforce provided one method. List is one class. In this class these are the methods. One method is nothing but add is one method. Add is one method. What is the purpose of the add method? Suppose we want to add data to the list. We want to add data to the list. Okay, we want to add data to the list. Then we will just go and use add method. List is one apex class which is provided by the Salesforce. Okay, Salesforce provided. Class is nothing but variables, methods, constructor, right? Like that in the list class also lot of methods are there. Lot of methods are there. One method is nothing but add method. Okay, now coming into the list, we want to create one list. In that list we want to store only integer data. So how to create a list is nothing but, this is a list. While creating a list we have to specify the integer data type. So the same bracket here the data type. So L, this is a reference variable, is equals to new list of integer. Whenever we are adding this line number 19, the system automatically allocate some space, and this is a reference variable. This is a reference variable, that is nothing but L. Now my requirement is we want to add integers to this particular list. How to add? L dot means L is a reference to the class, right? What is the method? Add is one method. Add is one method. Then what kind of data you are trying to adding? Integer. See, I am trying to adding integer. So, like this. So here we added integer. Here we added one data, that is nothing but 2. L dot add of 3. I'm adding one more. L dot add of 5. Okay, we can add any integer. Suppose I will add like this, L dot add of string anything here, then the system it will accept or not? It will not accept, because of L is one list. Okay, in this list we are telling to the list I will store only integers, but you are assigning string, so then it will display an error message. How we are adding elements, how we are adding data to this particular list is nothing but by using add method. Okay, L dot add of 6. Like this, how many elements we are going to add to the list? How many elements we are going to add to the list? Maximum 1200 elements we are going to add to the list. Maximum 1200 elements we are going to add to the list. Suppose more than 1200 means it will display some error, collections out of some error message it will do. Okay, so here we are trying to creating a list. List is one apex class. List is one apex class which is provided by the Salesforce, and we are trying to creating a list. While creating a list we are telling to the system we will store only integers. That is the line number 19. Then how to add the elements to this particular list is nothing but, we have a method which is provided by the Salesforce. List is nothing but it is an apex class, right? In apex class it is a combination of variables plus methods plus constructor, right? Like that Salesforce also provided one apex class. That apex class name is nothing but list. In that list class some methods are there. One method is nothing but add method. Okay, by using add method we are trying to adding element to this particular list. Okay, any questions or any confusion up to now?
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, please.
What is the max, like how many elements that the list can store? And say, for example, if I wanted to 1200, okay. And
Yeah,
if I, for example, if I wanted to access the first element, would it be starting with 0 or would it start with 1?
yeah, we'll discuss that. The next one is we will discuss that. Okay, some other methods. The next one is how, what is the starting point of the list. Then we will discuss. Zero is the starting point. How to access that zero element and everything we'll discuss. Okay. Okay, Nirmal.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. Yeah, thank you.
Any questions here? Any questions? Okay. Now coming into here. Here you have to observe, coming into the developer console. List class. Okay, list class. Okay, try to remember the syntax and the methods, okay, and the functionality. Where all these we will use, we'll discuss. Okay, our responsibility is we have to remember the syntax, we have to remember the methods. Okay, now coming into a list is one apex class. List is list class, that's why they are calling list class. Scroll down here, scroll down here. See, list is I mean class is a combination of constructors, right? See, these many constructors are available, no need to remember, no need to remember. Whatever we are discussing, that is enough, that is enough. Now coming into here, scroll down. These are the methods. How many methods are there in the list? Here you have to observe. Add is one method, add is lot of methods are there. We will discuss one by one, we will discuss one by one. So finally, list is one apex class which is provided by the Salesforce. Apex class is nothing but it is a combination of constructors plus methods, right, plus variables, right? So Salesforce also by default provided some methods. Those one of method is nothing but add. Now my requirement is just create one list. Why we have to create a list means I want to store 1200 or 10 integers. 10 integers I want to store. I want to store 10 strings as a group. One group I want to store. Instead of group, use the terminology as a collection. As a collection. That is nothing but here we are using list. Here we are using list. My requirement is create one list. In that list, you will just go and store integer. How many integers we have to store? Maximum 1270, like that, not exactly sure, but between 1200 to 1300 only. Suppose more than 1200 to 1300, I mean in between only. Suppose more than that, the system it will display an error message. You have to remember that. In between 1200 to 1300, not exactly, I'm not sure how much exact figure is. Okay, now coming into here, I am trying to printing. Now my requirement is, my requirement in the sense means I want to find how many elements are this list, how many elements are there in the list. System dot debug, we are printing, we are printing. So why we are writing system dot debug? Is there any logic? No, there is no logic. This is for our understanding purpose. This is for our understanding purpose. Plus l, plus l. Now I will just go and execute only this piece of code, means I will select this one, execute highlighted, execute highlighted. Now go to debug. Debug logs are automatically, it will open. Go to debug only. See how many elements are there here? 2 3 5 6. Okay, 2 3 5 6, 2 3 5 6. Okay, now my requirement is create one more list. In that list you will just go and store integers. Okay, create one more list. How to create a list? List of integer. Okay, l1 is equals to new list of integer, new list of integer. Okay, then how to add the elements to this particular list? How to add the elements to this particular list? What is the method? We will use we will use add method. We will use add method. Whenever we are using this line, the system automatically creates space like this, and the reference is nothing but l. The reference is nothing but l. Now I am trying to adding l1 dot add of 2. We are trying to adding here. Yes, here we are adding, the system it will store 2 here, the system it will store 2 here. Now I will just go and add it here. l1 dot l1 dot add of 3. Okay, we are going to store. Okay, now the system it will store like this 3. Okay, that it will. Now I will just go and go to here, l1 dot add of 9. Okay, add of 9. Now system it will take like this, in this list one more element 9. Now I will just go and add one more element. We will call it as a element. That element again I am adding 2. Yes, the system automatically grow. So initially they like this. So whenever you are adding the elements, automatically increase the size, automatically increase the size. So the system automatically it will grow, automatically it will grow, and again it will add 2, and again it will add 2. Yes, I will just go to here, L1 dot add of 8. Okay, add of 8. I will just go and add L1 dot add of 3. Okay, add of 3. Now I will just go on to print system dot debug. So list is L1 values are plus L1. We are trying to printing, right? Why we are using debug statement here? I want to find, for my understanding purpose, it's not related to any logic. You are saying you defined one list. In that list you are added integers. In which format it is stored? I want to find. So how to execute? Highlight this one. Execute highlighted. Execute highlighted. Now go to here. Go to here. And now go to here debug only. Here you have to observe 2, 3. My list it stored the result in this format. My list it stored as a result of this one. See 2, 3, 9, 2, 8, 3. Here you have to observe 2 times we added 2, right? Here 2 times we added 3, right? Yes, here also, but it is taking, right? But it is taking. Means what? Suppose we will add duplicates. Yes, the system it will accept. List functionality is list is an Apex class. Okay, duplicates it will accept. Okay, duplicates will accept. Okay, duplicates will accept. In the list, duplicate will accept. The next one is what? The next one here you have to observe. First, which element we added? 2, right? Then the second element we added which one? 3. Next element is what? 3. Sorry, 9. Next element is what? 2. Next element is 8. Next element is 3, right? In the same order it is taking, right? In the same order it is taking, right? But set map it is not guarantee. So list the first, what is the first point? Duplicates are allowed. Duplicates are allowed. The second point is what? The second point, in which order you added? In which order we added? In the same order. In the same order it is taking, right? Which order we added? In the same order it is taking, right? So that is nothing but order is guarantee. Just remember, list these two are main functionality of the list. Suppose why you are going for the list, I will ask. So duplicates are allowed and order is guarantee. Okay, order is guarantee. Order is guarantee in the sense means what? In which order we are adding? In the same order here it is taking, right? Same order here it is taking, right? Okay, same order here it is taking, right? Then the next one is, in this list. So at which position it will store? So this is nothing but 0 position. List it will store the elements from 0 position. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. So list are 0 based index. Okay, we will call it as a 0 based index. List are 0 based index. Okay, lists are 0 based index. So it will store the elements. It will store the elements from the 0, zero based index, 0 based index. Okay, 0 based index. For example, here I will go to here system dot debug get second element. Okay, second element in the sense means not this elements, get second position element. In second position we have one element is there, we want to get that particular element. How to get? In second position we have one element. Okay, this is nothing but the first element, it will store it to 0 position. The second element it will store the first position. Here this is second position, here this is third position, this is fourth position, this is fifth position, this is fifth position. So now list are 0 based index. Whatever you are adding, right, the system it will take like this, it will store to this list. Okay, it will store, it is 0 position, yes, you are added 2, and here you added 3. Okay, you added 3, one position it will store, and the next one is 9 you added, this is nothing but second position, and the next one is third one. Okay, yes, see here second 2. Okay, 2 here 3 position, next to fourth position, eighth. Okay, next fifth position 3, fifth position 3, okay, fifth position 3, and the sixth position nothing is there, sixth position nothing is there. Okay, list are zero based index, zero based index. Now my requirement is we want to get the elements at the second position, second position we want to get. So L dot, so go to here, go to here, we want to get second position element, right? Second position element, second, in second position one element is there that we want to get. So we have to check any methods are there here. See, list method by default Salesforce list class provided some methods. By using that methods we will get it. We have to specify here add. Okay, click on this add, it will provide some sample code. See here, just they defined one list, and suppose they want to add the element, they added. Okay, here they used get. Okay, forget about this one. Now go to here, again coming into add all, clear, clone, contains, go to each and every method. Here you have to observe get is one method, right? Click on this get method. How we know exactly this method is useful? In the sense means we will discuss maximum 5 to 6 methods we will use regularly whenever we are coming into the programming. Click on the get. See, click on the get. See, now here you have to come, here you have to come. See here, three elements we added right here. I mean, here they added one element, but my list dot get of 0. When they added one element, that is nothing but 0 position, right? That's why they are using like this. Now we want to get the second position element, right? Get of 2, get of 2. Okay, now I will just go and execute this one. I will just go and execute this one. Click on execute highlighted. So L, the system it is not finding L1. Okay, click on execute highlighted. Now go to here, go to here and debug only. See, what is the second position element? Second position element is 9 only, right? For example, I will just go and add sixth position. Now I will try to execute this one. Let's see what it will give. What list index out of bound exception, because of here only 5 position, but you are asking 6 position. 6 position nothing is there. You created one list, in that list only 5 elements, only 5 positions are there. Because of here 6 elements are there, but it will take from 0, it will take from 0. Okay, so there is no 6 position. That's why the system it is displaying an error message. So here the third point is 0 based index, and the next method is get method. Get method. Okay, get method. Now coming into here, we will just go and write one more method. We will just go and write one more method, system dot debug. In this list, how many elements are there? I want to find how many elements are there in this list. Okay, list size, list size is, list size, how many elements are there in this particular list? L1 dot size, L1 dot size, size is one method. It will show the number, how many elements are there in this particular list. I have to go to here, execute highlighted one, list index out of bound exception. Here because of this error is coming, I will just go and put 2. Now go to here, my requirement is we want to find how many elements are there in this particular list, size. Okay, and now go to here, execute this one, debug only. Here you have to observe how many elements are there. Output is list size is 6. Okay, list size is 6, list size is 6. Here what is the second position element? See here, the second position element is nothing but 9. Okay, get second position element is nothing but 9 here. And what is this L1? L1 what it will print? L1 print like this, L1 print like this. So the third method what will, I mean, the add is one method, get is one method, size is another method. So size is how many elements are there in this particular list. We have to remember, we have to note down all this method, and we have to remember. Add means for adding, get means to get the elements, index based list. Size means how many elements are there, how many elements are there. Now I will just go and use, see, size is, this method is there. These are Salesforce defined methods only. In the list is one class, in this class, see, go to here. See, size is this method, returns the number of elements in this list. How many elements are there in this particular list? It will return. Okay, how many elements are there in this particular list? It will return. Okay. Now go to here. I will just go and write one more method. One more method. System dot debug list is empty or not. List is empty. list is empty, and here plus L1 dot is empty, okay. Now I will just go and execute again this one, is empty. We will just go and execute this one again, execute highlight. Now go to here you have to observe what it will return, debug only, is empty, it is returning as a false, right? List is empty, it is returning as a false right here. What is this empty method? So this list is empty or not, I am checking. What is the difference between size and empty? Size and empty, what is the difference? These two methods difference we have to remember. Okay, for example, this is one list. Okay, this is one list, we created one list. This is my list. The reference for this one is L. In this list we added 2, we added 3, we added, and the next one is 9, we added 2, we added 8, we added 3, we added, right? So list dot size in the sense means what system it will do in the backend, it will go to this list. Yes, one element, two element, three element, four element, five element, six element. Six elements are there in this, so it will refer. Okay, so it will go to each and every element, right? And it will check, yes, element is there in this position, element there is, element is there, element is there, element is there. Now is empty, what it will do? Is empty, first it will go to this particular list. One element is there, yes, first element is there, I don't want all this element in this list. At least one element is there, this list is having empty or not, means at least one element is there. Yes, it is one element is there, so no need to check remaining thing. I don't want exact size, I want to check whether this list is contains some data or not. Yes, it is contained, so that's why it is returning as a false. List is empty, no, this in this list data is there, that's why it is returning as a false. If there is no data, then it will return as a true. There is no data, then it will return as a true. Add is one method, get is one method, size is one method, is empty is another method. Now go to here, if you want, remove is one method, sort, suppose we want to sort is one method. Okay, now contains is one method, contains. Okay, we have to go and practice this one. Okay, go to here, and contains is one method. Just take the system.debug, take the system.debug, and now go to here, system.debug. Which method you want to test? Which method you want to test? No need to test each and everything. Okay, contains, suppose contains method you want to test, click on this contains. See here, my string contains, yes, it is contains or not. So the system, it is checking contains method. See, go to here, this is contains method, contains. Okay, contains 3. Okay, what I am trying to checking, we have one list. In this list 3 is there or not, I am checking 3 is there or not. 2 times 3 is there, how many times we are not checking whether 3 is there or not? We have one list, in this list 3 is there or not, so that's why we are using contain. Just remember, these methods are very important. Okay, these methods are very important, we will regularly use. This is contains method. I will just go and execute this one. If 3 is there, means it will return true, if not, means it will return as a false. Execute this one. Okay, execute this one. Go to here, go to here, debug only. See, contains is empty, it is returning. Okay, is empty, it is returning as a true, right? List is contains. Okay, it is returning 2, it is returning 2. List is contains, it is returned 2. Now go to here, remaining methods, remaining methods. Sort is one method, it will sort the data, and sort is one method. Clear, list is clear, means it will remove all the elements whatever is there in that particular list, right? It will clean. So now go to, we will add one more method. See, sort, I will just go and sort here. Okay, and list dot sort method, go to here, list sort method, sort. Okay, and sort, let's see what it will happen. We will sort. Okay, whether it will sort in ascending order or descending order. Click on execute highlighted. Are not allowed. Okay, arithmetic expressions are not allowed. Okay, 1 second. L1 dot sort, there is arithmetic expression, there is no arithmetic expressions, right? Execute highlighted. second. Sort, go to here, sort q1 dot sort. Yes, q1 dot l1 dot contains 3 list dot sort. For example, I will just go on the comment here. Let's see what it will happen. Where is the issue? No, okay. List dot sort. Here there is no issue, right? We are trying to sort in l1 dot sort. Okay. Go to here. 3 where the list the first element is null because it has no value. The second element, third element 15. Okay, why it is not sorting? Primitive. Okay, for example, duplicates are there. Okay, 1 second. We will avoid duplicates. Okay, now we will just go on sorting. Okay, execute highlighted. Arithmetic expressions are not allowed. There is no issue, right? If there any syntax is there. 1 second. Ascending order, it will sort automatically. System dot debug. Okay, l1 dot sort. Copy this one, execute related, unexpected token, l1 dot sort. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Is there any syntax errors are there? Arithmetic expressions are not allowed. Okay, I will verify, but it should sort whenever we are coming into here. There is no logic here. Whatever the list is there, right? This list it will automatically sort. Okay, in ascending order it will sort. Okay, in ascending order it will sort. So these are the methods which we will use regularly in the Apex class. Whenever we are coming into the list, these are the methods. So finally, we have 3 types of collections. One is a list, another one is set, another one is map. Okay, list is one Apex class. List is one Apex class which is provided by the Salesforce. Which is provided by the Salesforce. Okay, class in the sense means what? Variables plus constructor plus methods, right? So in the list class also some constructors are there, some methods are there. What are the constructors? How where we will find means go to the Google and you have to search list class. So this is a list class here. This is a list class. What are the constructors are there? These are the constructor. Is it remember? Is it? I mean, is it required to remember all these constructor syntaxes? No. No need to require. No need to remember all these things. No need to remember all these things. Now coming into here, what are the methods are there? These are the methods. These are the methods. Okay. These methods are enough. So whatever we added here, right? Get method, size method, is empty, contains, sort, and these methods are enough. These methods are enough. And one more method, that is nothing but clear method. That is nothing but clear method. These methods are enough. These methods are enough. Okay, by default these methods are available. And what is the main functionality of the list? What is the main functionality of the list? Duplicates are allowed. Duplicates will accept. And what is the next one? Order is guarantee. Okay, order is guarantee. And what is the next one means? Just this is, remember, this is not functionality. This is not functionality. Why we have to go with the list in the sense means we have to say duplicates are allowed and order is guarantee. We discuss, right? What do you mean by duplicates are guarantee? I mean duplicates are allowed in the sense means 2 we added 2 times, right? Yes, it is accepting, right? And the next one is order is guarantee, right? Order is guarantee. In which order we added? In the same order it is taking, right? In the same order it is taking. This is main functionality of the list. Duplicates will accept, order is guarantee. And the list is zero based index. So finally list is one collection. It is an Apex class which is provided by the Salesforce, and the main functionality of the list is order is guarantee, duplicates are allowed. Okay, and what are the methods are available in the list is nothing but add is one method, get is one method, size is one method, is empty is one method, sort is one method, clear is one method, contains is another method. These are the regular methods we have to use. Now my requirement is create one list. In that list you will just go and store only integers. So how to create a list? is nothing but the syntax for the list is nothing but see list of data type means any data type here, any data type here, also any data type. We will just go and use any data type here. Okay, now coming into my requirement is we have to store integers like list of integer. This is the reference variable is equal to new list of integer. So now we want to add the integers. How many integers we have to add it? Maximum size is 1200 to 1300, not exact figure, I am not sure. Okay, maximum is below 1300, okay, and above 1200. Okay, so we will just go and add it. We will just go and add. How to add is nothing but we are using add method here. We are using add method. Now we want to find what are the methods are there in the list. Suppose I how many elements are there in this list, I want to find. Which method we will go? Size method we will go. In this list, in this list contains two or not, I want to check. Which method we have to go? Contains method we will go. Now this list is empty or not, we want to check. Yes, is empty method is there. I want to get to the third position element. List dot get method we will just go and use it. Get of position. Now I want to sort this list. Sort method we will just go and use it. I want to clear this method. I want to clear this method. Clear means I want to remove all the elements from the list. I want to remove all the elements from the list. Clear method. Remove all elements from the list. Remove all elements from the list. Okay, we will just go and use clear method. This is for today's session. In the next session, we will again discuss a list plus set and map. Okay, set and map. You have to remember the methods. Okay, you have to remember the methods. You have to remember the methods. Yeah. If you have any questions, we'll go one by one.